Hi guys. Wasn't planning on doing anything, but I see we've all been finding that we're having to release emotions and of late, and being honest with ourselves and just letting it flow out. I'm seeing how healthy it is. I see Kim from Kimber Kiss Cosmic Queen, she did the same thing. I just viewed it quickly today, haven't replied. And there was an evolution flow services that I just happened to see, and he was talking about complex PTSD, and it's made me realize again of my own diagnosis of the same thing. And complex PTSD is not PTSD being a traumatic event, something like a car accident or loss of a loved one, which I've had as the loss of the loved one, but I was actually going through complex PTSD prior to my husband's death through our work. We were self-employed, work-related stress, building our business from nothing from 2009. So it was an ongoing, was aware how I had trauma, stress triggers to build our business from ground up. And the hours, because we were owner operators, the sheer hours, and it was machinery, and the debt, and of course with agriculture it was seasonal work. But this complex PTSD, that guy was talking about how our family dynamics, I believe that caused a lot of our stress, certainly once we were living in the same environment as my husband's family. And this has repercussions within the whole of New Zealand, in the farming industry. Anything that and there's land related is dealing with. Tim's father died. Oops, I said his name. I don't think I'm going to edit. But is inheritance, to deal with inheritance, but it was to do with the family dynamics and experiencing narcissistic traits, where one child can be favoritized over the others and become the golden child. Now, with narcissism, you can be put on a pedestal too, but only when it fits in with their manipulative path and direction that they want you to go, and so they can love bomb you and make out that they're caring for you, but obviously actions speak louder than words. And from my experience, the dynamics within that family were we were in meetings, and there was 3 siblings and the mother, And it was very evident that two of the siblings had sided with the mother. It felt like a threefold cord against one of the siblings. And being an emotionally sensitive, empathic nature, kind of sensitive sort myself, I sensed it from day dot. And this was in a meeting that was to do with trying to establish succession planning. Now, this company was actually really good at trying to understand the strengths and weaknesses of each sibling to see what they could contribute as well and how it could all blend in. So the way I looked at it was they were trying to ascertain everyone's needs, and I was very much encouraged. But like I said, the energetic side of things I observed was the two siblings were teaming up with the mother against one of the siblings, essentially to shut them down, keep them out. Whether they was conscious or unconscious, I was very conscious of it. I wept. I went out and wept. And they followed me into the bathroom and tried to comfort me, but that really messed with my head, because it's like, but you're not changing. But that threefold cord is very evident. And now you're trying to say that as if it's normal and okay, like, or that there's hope. It really messed with my head. I know any time I spent with them, it always took me 2 weeks to get over it. There was many scenarios where, as a family with our two children, we weren't invited to things that two of the siblings were doing alongside the mother. And they purposely left us out. They didn't want us there. And so they would only gather with us when it suited them, which usually was just for Christmas, right? And the usual dynamics would fester up. Now, it gave me, when you have insincere connection like that, or you're made to feel lesser than, you don't trust. You can't trust. Because no matter how much trying to explain how it made you feel to a narcissist, they will never get it. They will never understand, and they will never comfort you by correcting that behavior. They'll make out they do, but you'll never hear a sorry. They'll just continue. Once they're caught out, they hate you for it, but they'll continue. So then they'll blame it on you. After my husband died, I had great hope but this was really before I understood the term narcissism within that family dynamics. And there was a few things that I was trying to sort out within my business with my husband that we'd built up from nothing. But somehow they still wanted to send a lawyer's letter after 12 months after my husband passed away. threatening behaviour on things, when prior to that it was looking hopeful that we were trying to be loving and rectify things. But that lawyer's letter really showed me who they were. I got really angry, and I wanted, I'll be honest, I wanted vengeance. Because while my husband was alive, he felt like the story of Joseph in the Bible, where he was so poorly treated by his brothers. Or, the story of a man being put in a well, or fallen in a well, and him being people throwing stones at him in the well. But my husband always used those stones, lay them upon each other to lift himself up, to get out of that well. He always used the negative experiences from his family, people that were naysayers and that didn't believe he was anything. And yet he was way more than them. He was way more in his heart. And I think they were threatened by him, really. Because if they'd have been given the opportunity, he'd have been given the opportunity they were. He would have made things amazing. But anyway, I had to come, once I had that lawyer's letter, I was tormented because they were threatening. Not only had I lost my husband, I was being threatened with lawyers. And I don't know how a family could do this to a woman that not only lost her husband, but now they were trying to take what wasn't theirs. Not with all things considered. And when you're family, you don't treat somebody else in the family lesser than. I don't care who you are. You never, ever treat someone lesser than. As if they're nothing. I often said to Tim, he was treated like the beggar at the rich man's table, or the dogs taking the crumbs that fell from the table. I often felt he was more Christ-like than me in the way he dealt with these things. But yeah, I was faced with, after losing my husband, I didn't want vengeance. I just wanted it to stop. It was causing me huge stress. I got 2 dependent children, and having to sort out our affairs and get myself and my children into security. And so I had to talk it over with God, with Divine, and ask them for their help. And I was going on a walk. I just wanted things to stop. I just didn't want them to proceed with anything. I just wanted to be left alone. And I just kept crying to God, saying, all I want is peace. I just want peace. It's the only thing I want. It's the most valuable gift that I need right now is peace. Because I'd already established that I was never going to get it from them. I was never going to get the sorrow. I was never going to get an acknowledgement of how they treated my husband. And I still won't get it. And, but my peace is the most important thing. It's tested my faith. You can see it's caused a lot of trauma, because people that you want to be able to nurture you and comfort you in your time of need, going through huge trials, and be there for you and help you every step of the way, weren't. And they couldn't be there for me. They made out they were, but all they wanted to do was slander me, chuck me under the bus, make out that I wasn't a good mother. Anything in their power, they will do anything so that they're not exposed. I can only pray to God that this video won't get into their hands. It's public domain. But if they do happen to watch it, I would say to them, just let me alone in peace and do no harm. That's all I desire. But there's a reason why I can't be in your presence much at all now, because I had to set up that healthy boundary, because the trust was gone and it couldn't be built back. I forgive you, but I will never forget. And I can only pray that this behavior stop, and that it doesn't go on into the future generations, for them to be hurt and traumatized. And I beg you to protect my children from that. Do not manipulate. $1801, I just looked up. I might look up that number later. So yeah, YouTube. I hope this is useful to someone that maybe has gone through something similar. These are the things that succession family farms, just look after each of your children. I don't care who or what they are. Look after them. There's always a way to support. But the reality is, we don't own anything when we leave this earth. The system is made as in that we put people on a pedestal that have wealth and land. And farmers work hard, but I don't have all the answers. And I know people are trying to do their best. But are we doing the best by the earth with some of the products that we're putting on it? Anyway, that's a whole nother topic. But all I'm saying is, you can't take anything with you at the grave. And it's people and people's hearts that the most important thing. And all I know is the pain and the suffering that others inflict on others because of greed or manipulation, or through these, I don't even know how these narcissistic traits are born, I pray for healing, and I pray for love and light on this subject. And if anyone wants to ever reach out to me, just comment below. I'll eventually probably put on an email on my bio description maybe. I haven't sort of been ready for that because I'm going through my own healing. But I know that we're meant for bigger and greater things. And if this can comfort someone that's gone through something similar and they can resonate with it, I know your pain. You can see it in my own eyes, can't you? I see it within me. And you are enough. You are beautiful. You are magnificent. And you are worthy of everything that the universe can provide from this day forward. Anyway, 21, 17, I think it was, no? 21 time. So anyway, sending you so much love, and yeah, complex PTSD is challenging, and you're suspicious of any connection going forward until you find out whether they're genuine. And when you meet those genuine ones, you cry and you embrace them. But the things that we learn through coping with this condition, or the people that have traumatized us, knowingly or unknowingly, we're kind of having to retrain ourselves to trust again. But we're cautious, and it does make you hypervigilant. So onwards and upwards to future, better, brighter prospects. But that also that this can become a topic that can be easily accessed and talked about, so that we can get the healing throughout the world. That is my goal, even with quantum energy, because if you see it, you can acknowledge it, you can heal it. And that is my intention. So sending you so much love. And you've got this. And remember, your peace is the most important thing beyond money. Because if you haven't got peace, you've got nothing. Lots of love. Bye.